Hello, this is Peter with another video. Today I thought we'd have a quick look at some of the plants that are protected during this cold spell that we've just got out of. Although there is still a bit of snow lying around, as you can see. It has been melting quite quickly today, as it has been above zero most of the night as well. It's going to continue to warm up today and overnight. So hopefully the rest of this will be gone by tomorrow. But yeah, I thought I'd just have a quick look at some of the plants I've protected, remove some of the frost cloth just so we can see if everything's made it. Of course, some of the damage will potentially take longer to show on some of the plants if they have sustained any damage, although I suspect the ones that I've heated will be fine. Although there's a few over here which I'm a little bit concerned about because they already had some damage from last time. So we'll start off with the avocado. This is the seedling avocado. I'll just remove some of this. I might have to do this off camera because it's quite hard to do with one hand. So yeah, as I suspected, it looks absolutely fine. I was expecting that because, of course, I've been keeping an eye on the temperature with this thermometer. But it does get a little bit skewed because it's quite close to some bulbs there. But I know from experience it definitely can protect these at very cold temperatures. I'll go through a little bit more of the data, possibly in a future video, but we did have 3 or 4 nights below -5 degrees. The coldest night was around, I think it was down to around -7.4 in that area of the garden. It didn't get that cold here. I think it got to about -5 on the coldest night near the wall. So still very cold. Probably would have completely killed this if I hadn't protected it. But yeah, because I did put the protection over this and the lights, managed to keep it well above freezing. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Even the new growth is still looking nice and healthy. So the next one, the one I'm a little bit more concerned about, just because I've got 2 plants under it. I've got the banana, the dwarf Brazilian banana, and the clementine. I know the clementine will be fine. Even if it dips slightly below zero, the clementine would have been fine. But the banana is very frost sensitive. I know on the -5, 6 and 7 nights, it did get very close. Got to about 2 degrees under there at one point. I threw another, that was actually an old bedding sheet over the top of this, and that did actually help to keep the temperature a degree or 2 warmer. So yeah, that is something to bear in mind. If you do protect something, just one layer of fleece will be fine down to -4, -5 with these incandescent lights, but anything lower than that you might want to put extra layers over the top. So I'll get this uncovered now. Okay, so yeah, as I feared, the banana has definitely suffered a little bit, but considering it got down to at least -5 in this, according to this sensor here. I'll put the exact temperature when I come to edit the video, but actually, considering it got that cold, I'm actually very happy that this banana is still here. Because yeah, -5 would have completely brought that down to the ground if it had got that cold under there. But yeah, you can see definitely the top parts and some of these top leaves here have definitely been frozen a little bit, probably because they were touching the outside of the bag, but not completely damaged, which is really good news. And of course, clementine is still looking okay. Probably going to get some more bamboo or something to put at the side here to try and prevent it from touching the bag during the next cold spell. But overall, yeah, Oro Grande, clementine and the dwarf Brazilian banana seem to have survived, which is very good considering how cold it got. Now next we have the lemon guava, the yellow cherry guava. Now I did end up giving this some extra protection. I've actually double bagged it. There's 2 frost bags on this. I'll just get this just get this moved now. Now you can see what I've actually done. I've put a aquarium heater inside this bucket of water. It needs topping up actually, but that doesn't matter for the time being. You can see has definitely suffered a little bit. I did squash, you see that bit there, that's got squashed with the bag when I put it over the top. Unfortunately, I crushed that branch there, so it's not cold damage, it just got crushed. But yeah, it does seem to have survived, which is great, great to see. Of course, I will have to throw a frost cloth over these if we get another frost, which we might do. The next week we are predicted to get, I think later in the week we might get down to about 1-2 degrees Celsius, so we could get a light frost. I might just throw the plant jacket over and just not bother heating. And over here we have the Chilean guava. Now you can see there is a bucket here, has actually got a little bit of ice still in there, but overall the Chilean guava seems okay. Of course it did have all this damage before I protected it, so it doesn't seem to have suffered any more, which is great. I was a little bit concerned because it took so much damage in the November freeze. I think that is probably because this was the more tender new growth that is shot up towards the end of autumn and hadn't fully hardened. This down here looks fine, and the bucket will have probably added another degree or two of protection as well. As I said, this temperature sensor here did record on the coldest night a brief dip down to just below -7. That's Celsius, by the way. So yeah, overall pretty happy. Everything's looking okay at the moment. Of course, if there has been any damage, it might take a few days, weeks, even months to show on some of these plants, except the banana, which will be instant. Bananas will show any freeze damage pretty much immediately. But yeah, overall not bad. I'm just hoping it stays mild now for the next, well, ideally for the rest of winter, but that's unlikely. Now this aquarium heater was actually a really good idea. I think a few people have suggested this in the past. I know recently Paul mentioned it, my friend Paul, and also Gary has also mentioned this. I think he does something very similar in his garden as well, and it does seem to work pretty well. I know the water was getting around 16-17 degrees thereabouts, and you could even see little bits of steam coming off underneath that bag, so that definitely kept it well above freezing. You do have to keep an eye on the water level, keep it topped up, so it don't drop too low. That's another good option in case you don't want to be using incandescent lights or you can't get hold of any. So yeah, overall everything seems to have survived the cold that we had, and at least for the next week it's looking relatively mild. A couple of nights maybe down to 2-3 degrees, 1 degree perhaps, but in the day we're looking at potentially up to about 8 degrees. Hopefully the next week it's going to stay quite mild. We're certainly looking like it's going to be above 0 for the next 10 days, which is really good news. But yeah, as I said, if we get a light frost, I'll just throw the plant jackets over these plants and probably won't even bother heating them. That should be sufficient. There's a few other plants on the patio I had to move during the cold spell. All these palms I moved inside. I wasn't going to risk them at -5, -6, -7. But yeah, I think everything else I left outside should be fine. Pretty hardy stuff. The pineapple guavas have definitely experienced colder temperatures before, so they should be fine. But I will keep a close eye on them just in case. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I release future videos. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.